Imagine this. It's the first Monday morning after your dream vacation. Your heart is racing, not from the lingering thrill of the trip, but from the ping of your credit card statement. We borrow the glamour of a five-star resort with white sand and sunshine to escape the suffocating reality of the office. But the brutal truth is, when you return, your toxic boss is still there, the deadlines are still waiting, and the only thing that's completely vanished is your bank balance. Today, I'm exposing the scam called healing travel that is silently destroying your future, and I'll show you a way out to find true freedom without needing a getaway to de-stress. The media is brainwashing you with an illusion. You have to pack your bags and travel to find yourself. It's a genius marketing campaign targeting you at your most exhausted moments. Stuck at work? Scolded by your boss? Seeing friends checking in at luxury spots? Instantly, your brain screams for an escape trip. You call it healing, but your bank account calls it financial suicide. A swipe of your card trades a fleeting rush of dopamine and a few hundred meaningless likes for pushing you deeper into an inescapable spiral of consumer debt. Let's look at a real example. Suppose you make $5,000 a month. After rent, car payments, and living expenses, you only have a few flimsy $100 left. The mounting pressure makes you impulsively swipe $2,000 for a 4-day blowout at a luxury resort. In that moment of being served like royalty, you don't realize the trap has snapped shut. You are robbing your future self to buy a few days of borrowed happiness in the present. You just mortgaged 4 months of blood, sweat, and tears simply to buy less than 100 hours of soothing your bruised ego. Money has no feelings. It is only represented by clear, cold numbers. With cutthroat credit card interest rates hitting up to 24% a year, that healing trip will bleed your cash flow for months on end. The euphoria evaporates the moment the plane touches the runway, replaced by the looming dread of the due date. Your brain doesn't feel the sting of swiping a card like it does when counting physical cash out of your wallet. The truth is, you travel to relieve stress, but 90% of that stress actually comes from being perpetually broke and financially insecure. Let's flip the script with a little math. If that $2,000 was thrown into an S&P 500 index fund, compound interest would turn it into a mechanical money printing machine. By just strictly investing the cost of that impulsive trip every year, after 10 years, you'll hold a massive fortune. What privilege does that money buy you? The privilege to flat out reject soul-crushing jobs without the fear of starving. The difference between bending over backward to pay interest to the bank and calmly collecting returns from the market is the definitive line between a slave and a master of the game. The suffocating feeling you experience every day rarely comes from the pile of papers on your desk. It stems from utter helplessness in a toxic corporate environment. It's the condescending glare of a manager, the dirty office politics, and the bitterest part, you don't dare fight back. Because you have no financial safety net, you buy a plane ticket to delude yourself that you're still in control of your life. Trading months of swallowing your pride for a few days of swiping beyond your means. That is a terrible transaction. You and I, we are trapped in the perfect snare called the middle-class lifestyle standard. Western society has indoctrinated us. Success means financing a brand new car, living in a high-end apartment, and sipping red wine at fancy restaurants on weekends. To maintain that glittering facade, you shoulder a mountain of fixed overheads, choking out any chance to accumulate surplus wealth. The social connections built around expensive dinner tables will vanish the second your card is declined. It's time to wake up. Ruthlessly cutting off people who only value you for your flashy exterior is the greatest financial optimization step you can take. To break this cycle, apply an ironclad discipline, the 48-hour rule. Next time work pressure tempts you to hit book now on a trip or buy a luxury item, freeze that transaction for exactly 2 days. This waiting period is a splash of cold water straight to the face of the dopamine rush tricking your mind. When cold, hard logic returns to review your cash flow. That burning desire to escape will shrink into a ridiculous expense. You'll realize you just narrowly avoided digging your deficit hole even deeper over a moment of weakness. It's time we redefine the word rest. True peace isn't found in throwing money out the window at overpriced resorts. It lies in the absolute security of knowing that, no matter what happens tomorrow, You can live comfortably for the next 6 to 12 months without working. True healing is simply a morning jog in a sunny park, with a mind completely clear of debt collector calls. Start taking back control by allocating your first dollars into an emergency fund. The experience of watching your account balance grow every day brings a confidence that no 5-star hotel can ever provide. Someone might ask, does that mean my youth will pass by without exploring the world? I'm not telling you to give up your passion for travel. I'm just advising you, don't travel using your insecurity. There is a massive boundary between a trip designed with idle cash and an impulsive trip born out of stress. One is the reward of discipline. The other is the price of losing control. Freedom isn't a destination at the airport. Freedom is sleeping deeply every night without being haunted by the nightmare of a bank statement. True wealth is always quiet. It doesn't come with loud, desperate spending reports on social media. Instead of surrendering your capital to travel agencies, keep it to acquire real, income-generating assets. When passive income starts flowing steadily into your pocket every month, peace will knock on your door without you having to book a single flight. At that point, you enjoy life using money made from money. That luxury experience becomes the sweet fruit of a solid financial plan, not the bad debt of a reckless moment. It's time to bravely stare at that debt balance on your screen and let that stinging pain ignite your determination to get rich. When you hold a defense fund equal to a year of living expenses, you won't need to travel to de-stress anymore. You de-stress by smiling, placing your resignation letter on that terrible manager's desk, and walking away on your own terms. A quiet, rock-solid financial position. That is the ultimate, definitive cure. This financial restructuring journey isn't a short-term game to show off to the world. It is a long-term and ruthless strategy. There will be times you feel weak, craving a return to reckless spending habits and empty praises. But remember, the ultimate winner isn't the one who spends the most at the starting line, but the one who optimizes cash flow and stands firm at the end of the road. When you are no longer obsessed with proving your luxury to anyone, you hold a monopoly on power. That is absolute peace of mind on your personal balance sheet, the ultimate power that no amount of fake flexing can ever match.